Good morning, respected professors and all my dear friends. I am Sanskar Jain, roll number 135, with my team members, Fuel Bharti, roll number 141. And my name is Sanskar Jain, roll number 135, and I am here to present on the topic brachial plexus. So, can we?
तुम फ्री हो जहाँ पर तुम टीचर हो आज है ना तुम फ्री हो जहाँ पर
नीलेश नीलेश पीछे जा तू भी पीछे इधर देखो
फ्री हो 1 मिनट लेकर आ
सर बोल रहे फ्री हो उसकी गांड फट रही है क्यों बोल रहे नहीं क्वेश्चंस जो बोल तक अरे अपन लोग नहीं बोलने एक से 10 बोलने
So this is the brief overview of brachial plexus. So let's begin from basics. Here brachial means arm and plexus means network. So brachial plexus is a complex network of nerves formed by the primary ventral rami of C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1, which provide the sensory and the motor innervation to the upper limb. So it has variations also. So in the prefixed brachial plexus is a variation where the plexus is shifted upwards with increased contribution from C4, while in case of postfixed, the brachial plexus is shifted downwards with more contribution from T2. So in the first diagram, we can see the prefixed brachial plexus, while in the second diagram, we can see the postfixed brachial plexus. So in this simplified diagram, we can see the roots, trunks, division, cords and the branches. So you can see the 2 branches coming out from roots, 2 from the trunks, and one thing to note is that there is no division coming out from the division. So what is root? The root of a brachial plexus are formed by the ventral anterior rami of the C5, C6, C7, C8 and T1, which emerge from the cervical and the upper thoracic spinal cord, which unite to form the brachial plexus for the motor and sensory innervation to the upper limb. The branches coming out from the roots are number 1, dorsal scapular nerve, which supplies the scapulae, the rhomboid minor and the rhomboid major muscles. It has the root value C5. The second branch coming out from the roots is the long thoracic nerve, which has root value C5 to C7, and it supplies the muscle serratus anterior. Its injury causes the winging of the scapula, which is shown in this diagram. Now after roots, let's talk about the trunks. So the third and the fourth branch, which we can see in the trunks, from the upper trunk is we'll discuss later. Now trunks. At the base of the neck, the root of the brachial plexus converge to form 3 trunks. These structures are upper trunk, the middle trunk and the lower trunk. The upper trunk is formed by the combination of the C5 and the C6 root. The middle trunk is a continuation of C7, while the lower trunk is the combination of the C8 and the T1 root. One thing to note is that the trunk traverse laterally, crossing the posterior triangle of the neck. Now the branches from the trunk are the suprascapular nerve, which supplies the muscle supraspinatus and the infraspinatus. The supraspinatus muscles is involved in the initiation of the abduction of the shoulder from 0 to 15 degrees. Now the fourth branch which we have seen is the nerve to subclavius. It supplies the subclavius muscle. Now division. Each trunk divides into two branches, anterior and the posterior. Thus, they are known as the anterior divisions and the posterior divisions. So, there are three anterior divisions and three posterior divisions, which pass into the axilla from the neck. Now, after coming to the trunks and the divisions, I'll hand it over to Fuel Bharti, who will continue from chords and beyond. Thank you.
इसी के क्वेश्चन के बाद में पूछ जाएगा एक बार पूरा ब्रेक करके क्या रहेगा
पार्ट पार्ट पे ना प्रेजेंट करेगा तीनों पार्ट पार्ट
So now let's come to chords. Chord. Once the anterior and posterior division have entered the axilla, they combine together to form three chords, and it is named by their relative position of the axillary artery. So three division of chord are lateral chord, posterior chord, and medial chord. Lateral chord lateral to axillary artery. Posterior chord is present posterior to axillary artery, and medial chord is present medial to axillary artery. So now
दिखाओ तुम बताओ क्या बता रहे तुम रीडिंग मत करो उसको देख करके रीडिंग मत करो उसमें बताओ आराम से धीरे धीरे पढ़ो ना बोलो
ठीक है रोल नंबर है फिर से भेज दो ठीक है हो जाएगा
बात नहीं करो
So we have three division of chord: lateral chord, posterior chord, and medial chord. So these chords are named with the relative position of the axillary artery. So the lateral chord is present lateral to axillary artery, and posterior chord is present posterior to axillary artery. So in the cadaveric image, we will have to remove the axillary artery to see the posterior chord, and again it is medial chord which is present medial to axillary artery. So we have different mnemonics to learn all the different branches of chord. So for lateral chord we have LML. L represent lateral root of median nerve, M for musculocutaneous nerve, and L for lateral pectoral nerve. Median nerve and musculocutaneous nerve we will see in detail, but lateral pectoral nerve pierces clavicle pectoral fossa and supplies pectoralis major muscle, which we can see here. It is piercing the clavicle pectoral fossa and supplying the pectoralis major muscle. So, posterior chord. So for posterior chord we have a mnemonic lunar. So for L it represents lower subscapular nerve, which supplies subscapularis muscle and teres major muscle. And U represent upper subscapular nerve, which supplies subscapularis muscle. And N represent nerve to latissimus dorsi, also known as thoracodorsal nerve. And A for axillary nerve, supplying deltoid and teres minor muscle. And again R for radial nerve, we will discuss in detail later on. So for medial chord, we have a mnemonic 4 M's and U. So M for U. So 4M represent medial root of median nerve, medial pectoral nerve, supplying pectoralis major and pectoralis minor muscle. And again M, medial cutaneous nerve of arm and medial cutaneous nerve of forearm. And U for ulnar nerve. Then musculocutaneous nerve. So it is a terminal branch of lateral chord. Its root value is C5, C6 and C7. And let's discuss its course. So it arises in axilla, pierces coracobrachialis muscle and runs between biceps brachii and brachialis muscle, and again it emerges lateral to biceps tendon near elbow, and it continues as lateral cutaneous nerve of forearm. So its clinical correlation means if it has an injury, we will have weak elbow flexion and loss of supination and sensory loss over lateral forearm. So again we will have an ulnar nerve. So ulnar nerve is a terminal branch of the medial cord which arises from C8 to T1 of brachial plexus supplying intrinsic hand muscle and medial side of hand, and its root value is C8 to T1, and its location means its course, it travels down the medial side of the arm and passes behind the medial epicondyle of the humerus at the elbow, and this superficial location of the elbow is what gives rise to the familiar tingling sensation which is also known as funny bone. So the radial nerve. Radial nerve is a mixed nerve arising from the posterior cord which arises from again C5 to T1 that supplies extensor muscles of upper limb and sensory supply to posterior arm, forearm and dorsum of hand. So its origin from terminal branch of posterior cord and its root value is C5 to T1. Now it arises in axilla, passes behind axillary artery and enters radial spiral groove of humerus with profunda brachii artery, and it comes to the anterior side over the elbow, and it divides in cubital fossa into superficial branch and deep branch. The superficial branch is the content of the cubital fossa, and the deep branch proceeds with posterior interosseous nerve, which again we can see in the external fourth compartment of extensor retina. So now its motor supply. So it supplies in all posterior muscles like triceps brachii and peroneus, brachioradialis, extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis, extensor digitorum, extensor digiti minimi, extensor carpi ulnaris supinator, abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis longus and brevis, and extensor indicis. So if it has an injury, means clinical correlation we will discuss that if in radial groove it will be injured, then we will have a wrist loss of extension at wrist and fingers and sensory loss at dorsum of hand. But if it have an injury in axilla also, then we have a loss of elbow extension also. Now comes to medial nerve. Mixed nerve formed by a union of lateral and medial roots of brachial plexus from C5 to T1, which supplies most of the flexor muscles of the forearm, the thin arm muscle, and the lateral two lumbricals. So it arises again. We have discussed earlier that it arises from lateral root and medial root. That is lateral cord and medial cord. Lateral cord arises from C5 to C7, and medial cord arises from C8 to T1. Now let's discuss its course. So it rises in the axilla, then again it goes in arm with no branches, and then again it goes to cubital fossa, then down between flexor digitorum superficialis and flexor digitorum profunda. Again then carpal tunnel, and again it comes to hand. So from here it comes to